Hello everyone, welcome back to Reddo Reads. Today we have r/malicious compliance. If you want me to cover some specific subreddit in the next video, leave it in the comments. Tell me now. This one should be short and sweet. I teach during the school year and supplement my understandably bad income with various jobs. Grocery cashier at your Arizona hometown grocer. Every day I encounter at least 10 customers who are less than pleasant, but we manage to get through the transaction just fine. Today was a day like no other. My job is to make the customer's experience a pleasant one as they spend their money, putting food on my table. I don't take that for granted, promise. I appreciate even the butthole customers, but this particular lady devoured every morsel of my patience. She started with an "Oh, you are open," followed by a harshly yelled, "Oh, don't bag any of my things." I acknowledged this statement, then asked her for her phone number for her savings card. She interrupted me before I could get anything by saying, "I said, do not bag them," when I clearly was just setting them aside. I started to ask her again when she interrupted the second I spoke by saying, "Oh, you know what? Go ahead and bag them, paper and plastic." Okay, fine. No problem. But man, I need to get this lady's number for her savings. What am I gonna do? I decided to give her some grace here. I asked her one more time with as much syrupy sweetness as a 47-year-old man can muster. "Ma'am, can I get your savings Right then, she spat out at me, "What's my total?" I tried to tell her that without the savings card, she'd be paying $85 more than she originally intended. It was super clear that she was shopping for the digital sales because that's all she got. Bags of chips that somehow need to be bagged paper in plastic on sale for 60% off, then Coke 12 packs that were buy 2, get 3 free, 4 iterations of them. But no, she wouldn't let me talk. She thought that I was done scanning and repeatedly and indignantly demanded for me to tell her the total. I didn't want to lie to her and say it was the price it should have been with the sale when it wasn't, but I didn't want to indicate to her that clearly the price was wrong. She said, "Tell me the total now!" So cue malicious compliance. I told her the total was $296.37, with that sweet intonation that the price was so good. I don't know if she was flustered because of how hot and heavy she was about, well, everything. But she went right along handing me 300s and I gave her her change. I handed her the receipt and as soon as her and her friend walked toward the exit, they started to scan the receipt slowly as they trotted out. She shook her fist at the sunset. I guarantee there will be an update to follow. Well, entitlement is never good for you, but sometimes it can cost you money. In this case, it costed her $85. Y'all, we got to 200 subscribers. I am so happy. My goal for July was to get to 250 subscribers, and we are just 36 subscribers away from that. So please subscribe, you will make my day, and come back tomorrow because I release videos every day. Follow the speed limit if you say so. Back in my high school days, that the parking lot speed limit for cars would be 5 miles per hour. In theory, a good thing, reduces the chance of collisions greatly, and any that happen should be very minor. Now, here's the thing. The number of people that followed that is exactly 0. Not the parents, not the teachers, not the students. We are a K-12 school, so it was mostly parents. Now the administration, who has since been going on monthly power trips, did not like that and decided to start handing out speeding tickets, written warnings that you would lose your parking pass and get an email home. So we, around 30 out of 100 high schoolers who had cars, decided to play around with it. Now normally, car line takes about 20 minutes between when we leave. We get out a few minutes early so our cars are out of the way, and when the car line is mostly done, aside from a few stragglers. And that's with most cars going at about 10 to 15 miles per hour in the giant parking lot we had, which couldn't be used for parents to park. Well, that's in short what we decided. So, We complied in the most malicious way possible. Every high schooler with a car did less than 5 miles per hour throughout the parking lot. Normally, by the time the smaller kids got into their cars, we were gone, but not anymore. We were crawling through the parking lot at idle speed. What normally took 5 minutes to clear 30 cars now took 10. And it had consequences. The entire car line for the other 500 students was also moving at idle speed. Car lines started taking 30 minutes on a good day. To say parents were livid is an understatement. Complaints filled the Facebook page, and the sassier parents reminded everyone that we just followed rules set by the beloved admin, beloved everywhere but the high school, with only one way out, and us having to get out before parents because we were literally in the way. Our change screwed up the entire car line. In fact, it got so bad that the school was told to fix it by the city or there would be consequences, since we started backing up a major road during rush hour. At the start of the next year, the habit fell out, since most of that 30 people had left, and we went back to going a safe but above the speed limit speed. It's been 2 years, not a thing has been said. And there is a hilarious comment here. Glad the admin finally got up to speed. Yeah, true. But honestly, administration did nothing. They were told by the city that, well, guys, you have to do something about your parking lot speed situation because you are causing troubles on the major road. And as far as I understand from the post, school administration did nothing. They just decided that, well, it's up to students. Because as we all know, teenagers are acting so wise when they have any amount of power. Stay until it's done? Okay, I'm doing it by the book then and getting an extra day off. I used to work as a supervisor in my last job and was directly working with a union. Some of my managers really didn't want to deal with things when it came to workplace injuries, so I had to deal with most of them. If you have worked with a union before, this is a very long and time-consuming process. While important, very tedious. So that brings us to that one evening. I was on my second double in a row of 3 and very much ready to go home. As I wrapped up my area, evening manager texted me to assist another supervisor with an injury. The supervisor was newer and needed to be taught. I informed them I was already there on a double and needed to come back in the morning, and was there anyone else who could help them? This manager, who was notorious for passing their work on others, he texted me no, and I had to stay until it was done. Okay, I have written documentation of a directive. Who am I to say no? Alright, well then, since I'm teaching, I'm going by the book. I opened up the union and company policy on workplace incidents and followed it step by step. By the time we got to the substance test portion, the local clinic we use was closed, and we needed to call it in. This is important because if you do not use the local clinic, the out-of-area one takes more than 4 hours to come out. While that was processing, I did a lengthy investigation with the union. I spent the entire night going by the book, taking pictures and documenting everything I could. By the time I finished and the substance test finished, it was 7 a.m. and my shift started in 30 minutes. This is the time the morning manager came in. They are one of my favorites and why I pick mornings all the time. When she saw me, she said, "Oh, you're in early?" I said, "I never left." Her face dropped because they have a rule that while management, including supervisor, can work more than 16 hours, if they work more than 20 hours, they need a 24-hour reset. I wasn't in the union, but still hourly salaried and got overtime over 8 hours in a day. So not only was I going not to be able to make my morning shift, I couldn't make my evening shift either. I was still gonna be paid for both while being sent home. She asked me who told me to do this, and I showed her the message from the evening manager telling me to stay until it's finished. I went home and enjoyed my extra day off until weekend. When I came back, I had an interview about the incident with the senior manager. After showing my messages, which the manager tried to delete, but only did on his side, I was dismissed without any issues. The manager was written up by the senior manager, and they had to pay me my 2 regular shifts plus 24 hours of overtime. Needless to say, I stopped picking up after that, no matter how much they begged. Why? It sounds like a great opportunity to get a paid day off. I would do that every time they asked. But I salute the evening manager who was like, well, I decided the messages, that means they are gone forever from everywhere. Dude, it really doesn't work like that. I think even my grandma knows that. No shorts allowed in this heat? Sure. My office has quite a casual dress code policy and in general kinda chill about what we wear. However, we're not allowed shorts. So in the UK here, we get about 5 hot days a year that we get to enjoy or endure. One of my colleagues got an HR email a while ago for wearing shorts in the office. He has great legs, couldn't blame him. When the weather was sweltering, the women in the office wear short skirts and dresses and showing shoulders all the time without any bat of an eye. And yay for them. But somehow shorts in men are just no. Oh well, I'm not commuting in 30 plus degrees Celsius in jeans. 30 degrees Celsius is almost 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm very proudly queer, but I have never worn a skirt before. But I bought some fabulous skirts and wore them twice to work since. Once just to a regular office day, and then last Friday when we had a summer party. No one has spoken to me about my wardrobe choice yet, but my legs were so free. Some male colleagues told me they were inspired and we might see more skirts in the office when it gets warm again. Yes, I know kilts are a thing, but they're heavy and woolly and absolutely wouldn't be nice in the heat. Well, I live in Finland and we get 0 hot days. A summer day considered hot in Finland is like 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Of course, in other parts of the world it's not hot, but in Finland, awfully hot. And I cannot imagine wearing jeans that day. I think we should leave behind all of the skirts are for girls and pants are for boys. Just wear what you want. Well, I guess the only kind of shorts that maybe would not be appropriate in office setting are bike shorts. But you get what I mean, right? Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. You can also watch this awesome video or that awesome playlist. See you next time!